What's happening, Vape fam? Joel of All Vapes coming at you from the Vape Grotto. Okay, the springtime is finally kicking into high gear in the PNW, getting a little bit of sunshine, which is rare for us. But I wanted to share a little bit of this outside amazingness with some of you guys and talking about some amazing new hardware coming up. Not totally new, but new to Joel of All Vapes, you know what I'm saying? So, picked up an awesome brand new sponsor, Ijoy USA, which is obviously the American affiliate of Ijoy Official. An amazing company. Just, you know, they own a ton of different lines between CigPet, obviously Ijoy. They also own Limitless Mod Co. I don't know anybody that vapes that does not know Limitless. You know what I'm saying? It was a real treat and a pleasure, as well as a humble opportunity to be able to represent them. So they sent me some products to review with you guys. First product up for review is the EXO XL Sub-Ohm Tank. This bad boy is absolutely amazing. A huge juice capacity, beautiful design, and you know, it just overall is a massive cloud chucker. It's simplistic in its use, top filling. We're going to get a little bit more in depth into this than just, you know, showing it to you. Now, the coils on this bad boy are absolutely massive. I'm thinking probably like a 12 millimeter in diameter. It's just huge, but the coils have just kind of unique, kitschy little aspect to them with an LED lighting chip system that, you know, the bad boy actually lights up when you hit the fire button, and you can't see it outside because of all this beautiful sunshine. So I'm forced to drag the camera on the inside into the vape cave to bring this down to you a little bit on a closer eye-to-eye level. So let's do that. Okay, guys, so forgive the not so professional presentation of this bad boy. I actually gave it a quick wash in between filming, okay? This wasn't brand new. It was when it was sent to me, but you know, a brother's got to use this thing, you know what I'm saying? So this is the packaging you're going to get. Ijoy EXO XL Sub-Ohm Tank, okay? Ijoy Global and Ijoy Technology, just in case you want to go check them out on Instagram, social media, so on and so forth. Got your little scratch and check for the seal of authenticity. So looking at the back portion, you can see it's a 26 millimeter with a 5 milliliter capacity. So this thing is pretty darn huge. Unless you've got a 26 millimeter tubular mech mod, you're really just going to want to slam this bad boy on a huge regulated device, and that's pretty much what I use with it. So a top fill system, as you can see, and it comes with a bunch of coils that you can play around with. Now, the one thing that I do like about this is that you can buy an optional rebuildable deck. Now, the rebuildable deck does not come with this tank as is, at least not in this packaging. But just in case you do want to play around with different rebuildables, there's the option of being able to buy the rebuildable deck for it, okay? A Delrin wide bore drip tip, so it's definitely cool to the touch on your lips, adjustable airflow control, all that kind of happy stuff. So right now I'm just going to take the sleeve off the packaging, give you a quick little show as to what comes with this guy. Okay, so obviously you're going to get a replaceable glass sleeve. That's pretty standard with most sub-ohm tanks. Okay, it comes with two different coils, one pre-mounted in to the device itself, which is going to be your 0.15 ohm coil. That's a resistance of between 50 to 215 watts. So this bad boy has a massive wattage potential. Clouds for days, guys. Clouds for days. Now, function, you know, just swinging real quick from that, the other coil that you're getting with this bad boy is an XLC2 coil. Okay, now as you can see, it's a huge diameter on these replaceable coils. You can kind of get a little bit of a spy into the build, but if you turn this upside down, you're seeing a little bit of interesting manufacturing going on in here. That is because this is what is known as a chip coil. These bad boys actually light up when you circulate a little bit of power through them. It is the absolute coolest design that comes with these guys. Now, 4 different coils come with this, either the C2 chip coil in 0.3 ohm, which goes from 40 to 80 watts, which is what this bad boy is right now. You can get the C4 chip coil that goes from 50 to 215 watts. That's just basically just kind of a plain Janer. Or you can get the C4 light up chip coil between 0.15, which is the 50 to 215 watts. That's the one that comes pre-mounted in the tank itself, or you can get the C3 light up chip coil, which is a 0.2 ohm, which goes from 50 to 180 watts. That lights up green. The one that comes with the tank lights up red, and we're gonna get into that a little bit too. Pretty cool stuff. So just in case you want something just a little bit of a lower wattage output, so maybe you've got a regulated device that only goes up to 80 watts standard or total, or just goes up to 40 watts total. This one definitely will do the trick, and you'll still be able to get some solid use out of that. And then what you're going to get is a spare little drip tip converter, okay, with some O-rings attached to it, just in case you want to play around with a little bit of a smaller diameter drip tip. As you can see, we're going to take this bad boy out. The drip tip on this is pretty darn huge. Okay, you can definitely see the difference between the two. You take this one out, which just pops out pretty easily, just like that. Put in the little converter sleeve, and then you can put a smaller drip tip over the top of that, just in case you want a little bit of a tighter fit on your lippage right there. Okay, so we're gonna slide this guy aside. Now what I'm gonna do is just take the top portion off. And like I said, I did give this kind of a quick wash just so I could show you guys, but wide bored holes for the top filling makes it incredibly simple to use. You know, maybe they could have made it just a flip top kind of a design, but to be honest with you, I like the screw top because it keeps things nice and tight. We're gonna take the lower part off, take the sleeve away, and then you can see kind of just, you know, what we're working with here. Like I said, you've got the 0.15 ohm from 50 to 250 watt XLC4 coil pre-mounted into this bad boy. And the easiest way to adjust the airflow intake, just give this a little bit of a spin. Very simple. Like I said, forgive the unprofessional look of the water all over this bad boy. And it's a massive air intake, a bottom airflow, which I really like. I like bottom airflow a heck of a lot better than you know, top airflow adjustable or anything like that. But this really is an incredibly solid design from Ijoy. Man, these coils are huge. But as you can see, an incredibly simple design. So the post is non-adjustable, but if you're using a device with, say, a spring-loaded 510 connector, you don't really need anything more than that. It just goes up at a straight post design, attaches the contact position on the bottom of the chip coil, as you can see in there, which gives it its straight conductivity. Okay, we're gonna screw this bad boy back on. Now I'm gonna bring in a mod real quick to show you what I was talking about with that light up chip coil. I'm gonna give this a few quick fires. And what you'll end up seeing is the light up effect of that chip coil through the air intake. Check this out. See that little red LED going on in there? Very, very super cool. Just kind of a fun little aspect into what they do. Let's face it, which among us does not like kitschy little aspects like that? You know what I'm saying? Before I bring this to a close, I definitely want to mention the awesome internal structure design of the sleeve itself. So what happens if you break this bad boy, right? Well, very easily this whole position piece right here just pops right out so you can swap out the glass. I'm not going to bother doing that because I don't really want to waste time. I mean, most of you guys pretty much know how it comes apart, puts back together. It's pretty simple. I've never broken a glass tube on any tank that I've ever had. But the internal structure of the design is flawless. I mean, it really is beautiful. Ijoy does great work, has amazing products. I've got some more stuff to talk about from Ijoy, but let's finish this bad boy up. Okay, so that is pretty much everything in a nutshell with the EXO XL sub-ohm tank from Ijoy Global. What I'm going to do now is put this bad boy back on. Oh, there's the Limitless sign. Makes you feel just a little bit more slick puffing on this bad boy. I'm going to put this back together. We're going to talk about it a little bit more, and we're going to bring this review to a close. All right, guys, back out into the sunshine. Get a little rehydration going on. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is show you a little bit of the simple, easy peasy top filling method going on here with the EXO XL from Ijoy. Take a little bit of looks like we got some blue raspberry lemonade going on today. I figured that was appropriate. Now, like I said, you guys got a 5 milliliter capacity on this bad mammer jammer. So you know, I mean, you can pretty much put an entire half of a 10 milliliter bottle in there. Wait a minute, 5 is half of 10. Figure you guys probably could have figured that out for yourself. The point I'm trying to make here is that with a large juice capacity like that, unless you're hitting it about as often as a vape reviewer, you're really not going to need to fill it up more than maybe once a day, once every couple of days, unless you're hitting it real hard and heavy, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so screw top right back on. Here's the one cool aspect about this guy, okay? Now, I've tried both different kinds of coils with this because they did send me some coil replacements with this bad boy. What I've noticed with this is that when you have a flavor in this tank, and it gets down to, oh, just right about barely above the bottom of the tank, you can put some new juice on top of this, and you don't have to wait any more literally than about 2 puffs till you start tasting the next juice. I know that with a lot of coil designs, replaceable coils I should say, with a lot of sub-ohm tanks, you have to sort of vape through whatever juice you're using. Otherwise, it tastes kind of like this mingled concoction of nastiness. You end up throwing away a coil before you've outlived its use, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to prime this for anything longer than maybe about 2-3 minutes, if that. So brand new juice going on to this bad boy. Air intake all the way up. We're working with a 0.15 ohm, anywhere between 50 to 215 watts. Now, I've got this ramped up to 115 watts, not full all the way. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so at 115 watts, I'm getting a slightly warm vapor. It's incredibly flavorful, so you're getting solid taste out of this stuff. Air intake valve open up all the way because, I mean, with that much power, you're definitely going to want to take in a lot of air. Now, I don't have a huge lung capacity, so this still works pretty solidly for me. Now, I have another tank that is just about as big of a juice capacity as this, a large sub-ohm tank reservoir. And man, that thing chucks clouds, but I gotta be honest with you, the flavor quality on the EXO XL is absolutely superb. 10 times better than the largest cloud chucking device tank that I have tried other than this. I really, really like this. What I'm gonna do now is actually ramp this up to about 150 watts from 115, just to kind of see if, you know, the taste in the cloud production is a little bit different. Definitely a little bit of a quicker, more developed cloud production, obviously. Now the flavor starts to dissipate for me the hotter this thing gets. I'm gonna bump this up all the way to its maximum, let's see, of 215 watts. Actually, I think 200 watts is the limit on my mod here, so we're gonna give that a little dance. So as you can see, depending on what you can take, you can definitely ramp this bad boy up to about as far as it can handle per the coil. I'm going to bring this back down to 115. That's like just that sweet spot for old Joe. Perfect. Perfect for me. I might even bump this up to maybe 120. Okay, so I'm still getting good cloud production. And the one thing I do want to mention is that the juice that I put into this is an 80-20 blend. So high VG, guys. And that's something that I definitely would suggest. If you're working with something that you can take as much power as the EXO XL can put out, try out some of the high VG stuff, guys, especially the most flavorful stuff. A lot of the high VG juice on the market is coming out a lot tastier these days than it originally did. So you might as well work with something that can take it. So bringing this to a close, the US price point for the Ijoy Global EXO XL Tank ranges about 30 to 35 bucks depending on where you shop. Now, if you go onto their website, buy it direct, you're probably going to pay direct straight up highest price point value. So shop around, guys. I mean, they've got a ton of distributors literally all over the world. I guarantee you're going to find something decent for that. And the badass little coil replacements come in these cool little tubes. You're going to get 3 coils at a piece with each one of these replacement tubes, with the desired ohm and you know, just the different colored chipsets that you want. which also correspond to the different wattage output. So make sure you check and look into that. It's all going to depend on how much power you can take. You know what I'm saying? So once again, EXO XL Tank from Ijoy Global, my awesome brand new sponsor. Great company, owners of Limitless and CigPet. Definitely check these guys out on Instagram if you haven't already. Follow the link on their page, on their bio on Instagram. Tell them that Joe of All Vapes sent you. Show them some love. So I want to say thank you so much to Ijoy Global and Ijoy USA for sponsoring me. It's an amazing company. I know you guys are going to love their products. Got nothing bad to say about this, guys, and believe you me, I have picked this apart. I've tried it out. I've danced around for about a month. Can't find anything wrong with this bad boy. The price point is right. You're working with an amazing 5 milliliter juice capacity, and it's just working heavy, big time for it. 26 millimeters in diameter, like I said, which fits my bad boy mod pretty solidly right down the middle, okay? So, and like I said, unless you've got, you know, just a huge tubular mech mod, you're really not going to want to put this on anything any smaller. So thank you once again for joining us. As Joe of All Vapes, your eye in that vaping sky, asking you to spread the word here on YouTube and check me out on Instagram. Love yourselves, love each other. You keep it cloudy. Hey everybody, this is Joe of All Vapes. Thank you for watching. For the best in vape reviews, pound that subscribe button, and don't forget, vaping saves lives.